United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome everyone tonight. Let's see, now we're at roll call of the board. You want to do that, or? Oh, you want me to do it?
I can do it, okay.
Okay, I can do it. Trustee Edry?
Here?
Trustee Tudhill?
Here.
Treasurer Wiggle-Bazey?
Here.
Clerk Deborah McKenzie?
Here.
Trustee Ranko?
Here.
Trustee Brake?
Here.
And Supervisor St. Charles is here. We have a quorum. We can conduct business tonight. Normally, our recording secretary does the roll call of the board, but she's a brand new grandma, so she's taking care of grandma business tonight. So with that, next item is the approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda tonight?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Okay, we'll go into the first call to the public comment period. This is for agenda-related items. Is there anyone wishing to address the Township Board on an agenda-related item? Seeing no response, at this time we will close the first public comment period, and we will move on to the consent agenda. You have the approval of the July 15th, 2026 regular board meeting minutes, the approval of the submitted bills list in the amount of $622,949.36. Any questions, clarifications, comments?
I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we'll go into department head reports and requests. We'll start with Deputy Chief Besso. Do you have anything tonight?
Yeah, just a short little piece of information I wanted to share with you guys. We are officially hiring for the position of patrol officer again. We posted on Facebook and on MCOL's website in July. And unfortunately, as of now, we've had 0 applicants so far. So spread the word. If you have anyone that's a good applicant, please send them our way. So that's all I have for you tonight.
Okay,
Thank you.
Deputy Chief Chamberlain, anything from the fire?
I only have a couple things also. One, Chief Lupo's official first day is Monday the 10th. We've already been communicating and coordinating and going back and forth on things so hopefully he can come in and be a seamless transition. The new tanker, which we received June 30th, is in service and has been responding to calls. So thank you to the board and the public for your support on that project. And last but not least, we finally got a working generator at Station 83 after many hurdles of transfer switches and up to DTE canceling multiple times to come shut the power off so it could get wired. But that project is finally finished, which is a good thing in case we lose power. So that's all I have unless the board needs anything from me.
Deal.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, do we have a treasurer's report tonight?
Just that we're in full swing with tax bills. Due dates just a little over a month away, as well as 2 utility bills. And just as a reminder that any balances on utility billing for sewer water, if any balances are still on the record by 8/31, they will be transferred to the winter tax bill. So we will put everything out on Facebook, website, just to remind people. And also if anyone wants to come in and do a special assessment payoff, so your installment's not on your tax bill for winter, that also has a deadline of August 31st, which just gives my staff and I time to balance and get everything ready for the December tax bills. And that is all I have.
Okay. Deborah, do we have a
Yes.
clerk's report?
Yep, the clerk's office has wrapped up the August election. I'm happy to report everything went really smooth. I want to take a moment to recognize the amazing team the clerk's office has. They put a tremendous amount of work behind the scenes to make sure everything was organized, prepared, and ready for the voters. They were dedicated and their teamwork made for a successful election, and I truly appreciate all of their hard work. We had a turnout of about 36% with a total ballots of 6,314. 309 were early voting, and we had 3,740 absentee ballots, and 2,200 voters came to vote in person. I also want to extend a thank you to all of our election workers. They are dedicated to serving long hours. They get here at 5:30 in the morning. Some of them didn't leave until 11 o'clock last night, and we simply couldn't do it without them helping. So their commitment and professionalism are greatly appreciated, and I want to thank each and every one of them for making the election a success. So that's it.
Okay, that's it? Okay. Usually with the supervisors report, they're usually short, sweet, and simple. Not tonight. Over the last week, we have experienced a lot of misinformation going around the public. A lot of stuff going on in social media, and so I'm going to take the time to respond to it tonight. And as those that do know me, I like to talk. And when I get talking and get off on a tangent, I can talk for a long time. So I'm going to read from a prepared statement. I think that's the easiest way to convey what's going on here in Green Oak Township. Over the weekend, it came to our attention that a Facebook post claimed Green Oak Charter Township is considering the development of a 60,000 square foot data center. That claim is false. The 60,000 square foot building referenced in the post is not a data center. It is an application submitted by Peaker Services to expand its existing business. Peaker Services specializes in rebuilding diesel engines for the railroad industry, and the proposed addition is intended solely to support that operation. The post also references the township's high-intensity facility overlay district map and suggests that it is connected to the pending data center proposal. That is also incorrect. The Township Board adopted the high-intensity facility overlay district ordinance as a proactive planning measure. Its purpose is to establish clear standards and identify appropriate areas where high-intensity facilities, including data centers, could be considered in the future if an application were submitted. Without such an ordinance, those uses could potentially seek approval in any limited industrial zoning district. By adopting a comprehensive ordinance, the township established objective standards and avoided creating an exclusionary zoning ordinance under Michigan law. The Facebook post suggests that the discussions regarding a data center are taking place behind closed doors or outside the public process. This is simply not true. There is currently no application, proposal, or pending request for a data center anywhere within Green Oak Charter Township. Furthermore, there is no circumstance under which any township board member, including myself, would sign a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, that would prevent the public from knowing about proposed development or land uses within the township. And I want to reiterate, this is where I'll go off script. I absolutely, no matter what the issue is, the use is or the development is, would sign an NDA under any circumstances.
Agreed, amen.
All agreed.
Would not do that myself
Wouldn't
either.
Okay. So I want to be clear, this township board would not and will not. As a matter of fact, and I'm still off script, we have proposals to change or amend our data center ordinance or high-intensity ordinance. And one of the requirements in that is we're going to put it in the ordinance that it prohibits any elected official, any employee, any vendor or, I don't think vendor, professional with Green Oak Township to sign an NDA, period. So it would even be an ordinance violation. I want to try to put that to bed. Green Oak Charter Township conducts its business in accordance with the Michigan Public Meetings requirements. Land use applications, zoning amendments, and development proposals are reviewed through a transparent public process that includes public notice, open meetings, and an opportunity for residents to provide input. We encourage residents to rely on information provided through official township channels and public meetings rather than social media speculation. Should a data center proposal ever be submitted in the future, it would be considered through the same open, transparent public process required of every development application. In addition to everything I've already stated, I would like to address zoning in Michigan and explain why the township has taken the approach it has. Zoning in Michigan is governed by the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act. Under the Act, townships are required to establish zoning districts and identify the uses that are permitted within each district. However, no zoning ordinance can anticipate every future land use or emerging industry. As a result, zoning ordinances are written to address specific uses as well as uses that are substantially similar in nature. That is why data centers have historically been grouped within the limited industrial LI zoning district. Unfortunately, many limited industrial districts throughout Michigan are located adjacent to or near established residential neighborhoods. Recognizing the unique impacts that large-scale data centers have, including noise, energy demand, water consumption, and community compatibility, the township has proposed high-density facility overlay district. The purpose of this overlay is not to encourage data centers, but rather to establish clear standards and identify the only locations where such a use could be considered. By creating an overlay district, the township strengthens its legal position. If an application for a data center is submitted on property outside of the overlay district, the township has a defensible basis for denying that application because it has already identified where, if anywhere, such facilities may be appropriate. It is also important to understand that the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act does not require every property within an overlay district or zoning district to be immediately buildable or even developable. The law simply requires that the municipality not completely exclude a legitimate land use. By designating potential locations, even if some ultimately prove unsuitable for the development, the township reduces the risk of a successful legal challenge alleging that it has unlawfully excluded from or prohibited from its permitted use. It's been a long day today. If residents truly want to stop the proliferation of large-scale data centers, the solution ultimately lies in Lansing, not at the local level. The state of Michigan should adopt a moratorium on new data center development until the long-term impacts on electrical infrastructure, water resources, environmental quality, and surrounding communities are fully understood through comprehensive scientific study. That change will not occur unless residents make their voices heard. Contact your state representatives, your state senators. Both legislative chambers have made it increasingly clear they are not particularly receptive to concerns raised solely by organizations such as Michigan Township Association, MTA, the Michigan Municipal League, MML, or Southeast Michigan Council of Governments, SEMCOG. They need to hear directly from the citizens they represent. And the importance of local advocacy is demonstrated by the numerous bills currently pending in the Michigan House of Representatives that would significantly reduce or eliminate local zoning authority. Among those proposals are measures that would, 1, allow manufactured homes by right on virtually any residential lot. Township would have no control. Establish a minimum residential lot size of 1,500 square feet by right. Permit a residential dwelling as small as 500 square feet by right. Allow an accessory dwelling units, ADUs, by right on any residential lot. What an ADU is, you can convert your garage or your shed into a dwelling unit and rent it out. The state is really pushing that. Permit duplexes by right in any residential district. Limit minimum front yard setbacks to 15 feet from the road. Consider that, 15 feet from the road. Most vehicles are 20 plus feet. I know my pickup is 27 feet. Restrict municipalities from acquiring more than one parking spot for a residential dwelling. Whether you support or oppose these proposals, they represent a significant shift away from local decision-making and towards state control over land use. The bottom line of this, local governments can only regulate within the authority granted to them by the state of Michigan. If residents want stronger protection against data centers or want to preserve local control over zoning decisions, now's the time to contact their elected officials in Lansing. If we do not speak up, we risk losing not only our ability to address data centers, but also our ability to make local decisions about the future character of our township. So with all that said, and what I'm going to say now is there's a lot of information that I've been made aware of. And I don't know, Cindy, if you're here. Cindy, thank you very much for educating me. I do appreciate it. And it's another fact that I want to emphasize. We listen. And when we listen, we look, we dig, we find out. And with that, at this time, I make a motion in light of all that has been presented this evening and based upon the information that has come to our attention within the last several days regarding the extraordinary efforts by both the federal government and certain elected officials to expedite the development of data centers with little or no apparent regard for environmental impacts or potential public health concerns. I hereby move to request our clerk, Deborah McKenzie, who serves as the Township Board's representative to the Planning Commission, to formally request that tomorrow evening's Planning Commission meeting, that the Commission immediately begin the process of removing parcels 4716-30-200-005 and parcel 4716-30-200-004 from the high-intensity facilities overlay district map. This request is based on the Township Board's determination that the inclusion of these parcels is inconsistent with the original purpose, intent, and direction of the overlay district and is envisioned by the township and does not further the long-term planning objectives established by the township. That's my motion.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Any discussion on the motion?
No, I'll take it to the planning commission tomorrow night and schedule a public hearing for the 6th, I do believe it's the 16th of September.
Okay. I talked to the Planning Commission chairperson today. He was just as appalled at some of the information that we've learned, especially relating to this particular site or sites. Other members that I've talked to, extremely disgusted with the whole process regarding data centers. And I, for one, will say I wish to heck being clean now. I never heard the word data centers. And I think we all can share that. But we have a motion. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, seeing that we've done that tonight, I still welcome, we will take it to the Planning Commission. We will push as fast as we can to get those two parcels on Spicer Road off the map. Now, that being said, We have been accused of having one of the most boring board meetings, but you're all welcome to stay for the last call of the public too, or just to listen, but we encourage you, and we do listen, so. Okay, with that, I gotta find my agenda. There we are. And I will say, when I came in this morning, I didn't know whether to cry or get sick when I started looking at all the information, so. With that, next item is business items, correspondence. I do want, for the record, Cindy and her husband both have given us letters to the Township Board, which will also be forwarded to the Planning Commission too, and it'll be part of the record of tonight's meeting. Okay, with that, business items, Resolution 22, 2026, Michigan Department of Natural Resources, Mute Swan Management and Control Program Policy Procedures for Oar Lake. Mark, this is yours.
Hard to follow on to that one. This is kind of a minor issue, but anyway, my name is Mark Tenbrink. I have a house on Oar Lake, which spans Green Oak Township and Hamburg Township. I'm working with Jason Negri of Hamburg Township with this issue of mute swan management. As many of you know, and if you don't, mute swans are non-native, very aggressive. They can destroy habitat very quickly, and I've actually been attacked twice on Oar Lake, so trying to figure this out. The DNR has a program. They work with the USDA to remove nests and eggs, but they also do remove swans. And so I'm working with some people from both of those organizations to try to get the proper documentation together to move forward on this. The removal of swans potentially would be outside of the summer period, so after Labor Day, before Memorial Day, so to minimize any impacts to vacations and boating. The DNR's goal is to reduce population down to 0 on state lands and 2,000 statewide. Michigan has had up to 17,000 mute swans, and the DNR program has reduced that down to 8,000, but we still are #1 in the nation for mute swan population. So please consider your support, adding your support to this resolution to help Oar Lake's ecosystem and the residents.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Along with that, as my agenda item sheet indicates, we had done this approximately 4 or 5 years ago. We did the same exact thing. And as of tonight, Hamburg Township has passed the resolution. They found some wording that they had to change, so they're going to take it back tomorrow night. They're taking it back to reapprove their resolution. I did check, we have the correct wording in our resolution, so it is ready to go.
Right. I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 22-2026 regarding Michigan Department of Natural Resources Mute Swan Management and Control Program Policy and Procedures for Mute Swan Nest and Egg Destruction and/or Mute Swan Removal.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Let's see, this is a roll call, so with that, you want to? You want
I'll
me?
do the roll call.
Okay.
Tracy Edry,
Yes.
James Hudhill,
Yes.
Trisha Wigglebazzy,
Yes.
Mark St. Charles,
Yes.
Deborah McKenzie, yes. Randy Brake,
Yes.
Dan Rinko.
Yes.
Motion, resolution is adopted. So we'll get that signed, clerk will get her seal on it and probably get it to me. Where does it go? Does it go directly to you or?
It goes to me, and then I attach it to an application.
Okay, we'll take care of that. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, James.
All right, the next item is a 2026 Township L 4029.
This is a housekeeping item. The L 4029 is an annual tax rate request form required by the state of Michigan. It was adopted by the Township Board to authorize the property tax millage rate to be levied for the current tax year. The form reflects voter-approved and authorized millage rates, applies any required Headley rollbacks, and is submitted to the county to certify the tax rate used for the annual property tax levy.
Okay, so with this, it's been reviewed. So what you're looking for, Deborah, is a motion directing you and I to sign this document?
Correct.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll make that motion to accept the 2026 tax rate request L4029 prepared by the clerk and signed by the clerk and the supervisor.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Discussion on that motion?
I just want to say thank you to our clerk for taking this on because I acquired it when I first came as treasurer, and I'm just happy to say that Debbie did an amazing job and got it done like in 5 minutes, and I think you did an awesome job.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Absolutely, and it was fun to sit back and watch and laugh as this was going on, so. Great job, Deborah.
Thank you.
All right, with that, we don't need a roll call on that, do we? No, I think that's a voice vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Okay, the next item is Resolution 2326, a resolution to transfer non-refundable planning escrow accounts to the general fund.
Okay. So the township collects planning escrows to cover the administrative and professional cost associated with reviewing developments and application. Once all the project's related expenses have been paid, any refundable balances have been returned to the applicant. The remaining non-refundable escrow funds represent reimbursement for township incurred costs. Transferring these remaining non-refundable balances to the general fund ensures that the funds are properly accounted for and are available to support ongoing township operations and services.
Okay, with the transfer of these funds, this allows us to actually close out those account numbers, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Motion?
Yeah, a motion to approve, motion to approve Resolution 23-2026.
I'll forth the motion to approve Resolution number 23-2026, a resolution to transfer non-refundable planning escrow accounts to the general fund.
Can we
I'll
change that
second
wording
that.
to adopt the resolution?
It's transfers, the way it's written, but
Usually resolutions are adopted.
Okay, I just didn't know for all intents and purposes.
Okay. All right, we have motions. Was there support?
Dan supported.
Dan supported, okay. You caught me off guard.
Sorry.
Okay, with that, it's a resolution. Roll call, please.
Dan Renko?
Yes.
Randy Brake?
yes.
Mark St. Charles?
Yes?
Churchill Wigglebazzy?
Yes.
James Tuthill? Tracy Edry?
Yes.
Deborah McKenzie? Yes.
The resolution is adopted. Okay. Did you think you'd have to do so many roll calls? Okay, with that, discussion items. Are there any discussion items needed tonight?
I would like to thank some of the Green Oak Township employees, the fire and the police. We did a ribbon cutting today for one of our new restaurants slash whatever I guess you call restaurant in South Lyon, and they were so appreciative of the time and the effort that we made coming there. There was about 40 people, not only Green Oak because it borders the city of South Lyon mayor was there. And if you guys haven't had it, and I'm sure I'll get a giggle out of the group, but it's called Tiny Wieners and Cones. It's actually amazing Michigan Faygo, from Buttermade chips to hot dogs, and wonderful owners. And I just have to say, if you get time, go check it out. The decorations and the way they did it, it's like being up north and walking into, and they've got Hudsonville ice cream too. So please check it out. Again, the owners are really wonderful people, and I just want to, thank again the township employees and everybody that came in to support one of our new local businesses.
Okay, a couple items I have, or at least one item, a little bit of road update for those who may have traveled it, but those who haven't. Maltby Road from Whitmore Lake Road all the way into Brighton Township to Brighton Lake Road is paved and done. And it is really a nice ride.
Wow, that's quick.
the Rushton Road and Doan Road intersection, which was probably one of our most dangerous intersections, is done and open now. So that, I had to check it out right after they opened it
Me too.
Saturday morning. And wow, that is nice. As a lifelonger in this area, you know, that is nice. Whitmore Lake Road, they are, according to the County Road Commission, they are a little bit ahead of schedule, and that is actually turning out pretty nice. Winans Lake Road and Whitmore Lake Road roundabout, they are ahead of schedule to get that done. And then once they get those two projects done, I do know here shortly, Reeve Riley is moving over to do Oakwood Meadows. And in September, we will be doing 8 Mile Road from Lehman Road to the Township line. And then we'll be doing North Main and Whitmore Lake in September too. So, you know, at least those projects won't be affecting the township as a whole. But after September, all these projects should be wrapped up. So there is an end in sight to not being able to get from here to there in Greenup Township. So with that, that's all I have for discussion items. Anybody else have anything? Okay, committee reports. Any committee reports? Hearing none. There's no executive session needed tonight. So at this time, we will open the last call to the public. At the last call to the public, when you come up, please give us your name and
Your address.
huh?
Name and address.
Name and address if you would. And you have 3 minutes. And yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. St. Charles. David LeClaire. I own the property at the corner of Spicer and Moose Road, and I'm extremely pleased to hear that that's going to be removed from the overlay district. That's the reason that I'm here at this meeting tonight, to discuss our disappointment and how that came about and why it came about, and I believe that's the same for most of the people in the audience. So very pleased that that's going to be removed from the overlay district. We, like you, do not want a data center in our neighborhood. We'd rather be partners on this with the township. Both myself and, I won't speak for everybody, but I believe the people that live in this area. We're very, very appreciative of that. And that's all I'd like to say. I really appreciate it. It was really, really important to us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else tonight wishing to address the township board? The last call of the public.
My name is Carolyn Carty, C-A-R-T-Y. I live at 10454 Caneta Drive, Brighton, Michigan.
Canetta?
I don't know, nobody really knows for sure how to say it.
Okay.
And we bought the property from the person whose granddaughter it was. It never quite got communicated. I am very pleased to hear that you have abandoned that property on Spicer Lake Road. And I don't know if people realize why that is the case. That is a Superfund site that has been around probably in the 80s. And we lived through it, and both of the sites were joined, the Spiegelberg site and the Rasmussen site. The Spiegelberg site, for the most part, had all of the problems taken away, but the Rasmussen site did not. And that has problems with regard to wells and also to the kinds of toxic things that are still on that site. When I heard from someone coming up my driveway 2 days ago about this new plan, I said, do they really realize what they want to do to put a data center or whatever is going there on top of a Superfund site that still has some of the contaminants on it? And the only thing I did was I went back and I found information, and I gave it to some of the neighbors, I can even give you copies of it, that talks about how you can find out about the site. There was a newspaper article even about the meeting you had in July about the discussion, which seemed to suggest that there was a reason to tell us about the new zoning facility and that you had done, which we never did get any notice of. But I just couldn't believe that it would be possible to put on that site, a Superfund site, something that would require digging as well as, releasing some of the problems there. And it was supposed to say, according to the EPA, that there was a 5-year retesting. And the last thing I could find when I looked said 2025 would have been testing to see whether or not those wells were still holding. And the well water was going north from that site. So considering all of the new building of houses that are close by, it is a relief. I just hope that when this moves on tomorrow night to the planning and zoning, that will hold, and that what you have said today is in fact true. And I think it will make us all feel very much happy. I don't know how many people who have moved here since that time, since a long time ago. I even have documents from 1990 and 1991 from that whole episode. It's supposed to be, I think, on record in the Hamburg Township Library. I couldn't find it. But you can look through the EPA records and find out all the information about the cleanup that took place, particularly at the Rasmussen dump, and also how people can stay active and involved in the whole process. Environment is something, I think that so many people move to Green Oak Township, and of course there's so much building going on around us, it's almost not the kind of countryside that we hoped, but we don't want to see that change. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Ogden. I live at 9045 Fielding Drive in High Hills Harbor. I planned today to read a statement. Out of true transparency, I provided a copy for each of you. With true transparency, I'll say there may be some thoughts that are in there that are passionate and maybe challenging. But I wanted you to have an idea of what our thoughts were with regards to this. But my main reason for coming up, I'm not going to do that today. But my main reason coming up today is being a public servant and a 34-year veteran in the military, I know what it's like to be a public servant. And I wanted to simply address Mr. St. Charles that you spent the time with my wife, and what I saw you demonstrate was the ability to listen, to understand instead of speaking to be understood. And very seldom in public work do you receive literally a thank you. So I literally just wanted to come up to say, I also hope things continue in the path that you're pushing it, but I do really appreciate the time that you took to listen and to react, which demonstrates the leadership that I know that everyone in this township had voted for on this board. So I appreciate that very much, and just take everything I said in there maybe with a little grain of salt.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyone else tonight wishing to address the Township Board at the last call to the public? Seeing no response at this time, we will close the call to the public. But before I adjourn, there's a couple things I do want to say. I have been Township Supervisor for 25 and a half years, almost 26. I was a trustee for 4 years, and 4 years prior to that, I think I was chairman of the Zoning Board of Appeals. So that gives me about 34 years that I've been some way involved with township government in Green Oak Township. I'm a lifer of this area. Graduated at South Line High School. There is one thing I am passionate about, and that's doing the best job I can for the citizens of Green Oak Township. It may not always be right, and I will also admit when I am not right. And we do make mistakes, and I think part of good governance is to be able to listen, recognize when you got it wrong, and fix it, and also move along when you get it right. This is probably the most difficult and probably the worst subject that we have ever had to deal with. I know it's the worst one that I've ever had to deal with. We worked hard in crafting the, I'm not going to, the long name, the data center ordinance. I think, and I'm proud of it, the standards that we've put in it. I was very passionate that we put in that ordinance that no data center can discharge waters, or have discharges to waters of the state. Now, my rationale is virtually every single stream, creek, tributary, everything runs to the Huron River in Green Oak Township. As a stormwater operator, I know that. And so I thought, boy, we had that covered. We're not going to get discharges into the waters of the state until you find out that Eagle is going to grant a permit to Saline to discharge into the Saline River. That is a slap in the face to the residents of this state. Come to find out, that particular document allegedly has been, and I say allegedly, was worked out way before they applied for the permit. Now, that's our state government. We at the township here have always been told, I have been told for 30 plus years, I remember when Rasmussen dump was on fire, my dad brought us, all of my siblings, over to watch the fire from one of the side roads. So I remember that kind of dates me back a long time. But we've been told forever and ever and ever that property's not buildable. And when I got that yesterday, that, no, that's not exactly true. And I came in here this morning and sat down, and I pulled up the EPA website, and I made the comment, I did not know whether to sit down and have a cry or the utter disgust that I had. And the sickening feeling I had to think that, yes, one could go there, and that would be 300 feet from the neighbors, 1,000 feet from Legacy Park Residential that's going in with 500 homes, and 2,000 feet away from Willow Woods, MI Homes, not to mention the other homes in the vicinity, Canetta Drive, all around. So, yeah, there was an absolute disgust. And so that, I think most people know here, I spent most of the day doing this, trying to figure it out. I am disgusted. I think it's fair to say. No love lost for the federal government, in my book. What they're doing with our regulations is just absolutely sickening and I think criminal. And I'll go ahead and say it, it's criminal. This is something I felt we had to do, and I do know that the Planning Commission will take it up tomorrow night, and I know they have the same disgust that I have. So, bear with us. When we get it wrong, we'll fix it.
And I will also say that our door is always open. If you have questions, if you see something on social media, please give us a call. I'm new 3 years. I don't have the knowledge that Mr. St. Charles and other people on this board have, and I'm working through it. Him and I spent several hours today when he walked to my office, and I thought somebody kicked his puppy because he's the look on his face, that a paleness. And I'm like, are you okay? And he told me what was happening. So we had to brainstorm a little bit and figure this out. And I appreciate you guys taking the time for the people that did give Mark a call. I try to handle the social media by saying, please reach out and call us. I don't want to go back and forth with people on social media because it's really hard and sometimes it's taken the wrong way. Text can be taken the wrong way. But my door is always open. If you need to talk to Mark, Debbie, any of us, even our trustees that don't have office hours, phone numbers can be given out. We listen. I'm a resident of Green Oak Township. You know, the reason why we have to live in our municipality where we are elected is because every decision we make affects us as well. And I appreciate your patience and your understanding, because this has been difficult for me too, because I've seen what's happening in other communities, and I don't want that to be us.
I'd like to add
At all.
something. Please write your state representatives,
Yes.
okay? Because we feel the same way you do.
There's a statement, and I will probably get in trouble for this because I know we're on YouTube right now. So be it. Your state representatives, your senators and your legislators, they work for you. They work for me. They don't work for the state of Michigan. And by God, they're bugging you to vote for them in November so they can keep their jobs. And we need to be writing. I'm writing about all these zoning. Lord knows, everybody knows, I've been writing about these zoning changes. I actually volunteered, and I am on the SEMCOG legislative work group that's looking at legislative proposals for the next 2 years. But we actually have legislators and senators that don't want to hear from the groups. They only want to hear from residents. So, by God, on this particular issue, we all need to be telling them about it. If you don't know who to get a hold of, you've got my email. You can get my phone number. If you need contact information, I will certainly help you get contact information to get a hold of them. They're fairly easy to get on the website too, under the State House, House of Representatives, or Senate. They're pretty easy to get to them. Whether they answer you or not, that's a different story, and I won't go down that road. But social media, just another short one, and then I will stop pontificating. Recently, we had a situation on social media where for the last month and a half, everybody in one subdivision was complaining about their water that they get from the community. Never got a complaint. I am the director. I'm the utility director. We never got a complaint. Tricia's staff is the utility department, and they field all the calls. No complaints for a month and a half. Finally, I had one lady call me up, and so okay, well, nobody called me, so why didn't anybody call me? Let me know. I don't monitor social media. I couldn't possibly monitor social media on every subject. Yeah, we had a problem up there. We had some pretty nasty water in a pipe. We probably have a valve shut off someplace. Would like to have known about it. So, social media, in my opinion, is great for keeping track of my grandkids.
That's right.
Watching their pictures, what they're doing camping. I mean, that's great, what they're doing on their vacations. But this kind of stuff is, and what really irritates me, especially on this, they were trying to lead, and the Post was here again this morning, trying to lead people to think that this Peaker Services, which has been an upstanding business in Green Oak Township, there might be people coming to the Planning Commission meeting tomorrow night. It's a data center. You're putting a data center in, you're not telling us. That's shameful to do that to other people. So I think I'll end it there. Anybody else have any comments? Okay, with that, at this time we stand adjourned. Thank you.